Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We have just departed Kerbin's orbit, and we're heading to the moon. Ooh, oh, just keep getting science alerts popping up. So, to get to the moon's sphere of influence, it's going to take 3 hours. Oy. We can time warp if we want. 10 times. We can only time warp so fast while we're at... So, ooh, hey, oh, there we go. So, look, we got all this stuff. This is high Kerbin orbit, which is awesome. Let's see. She's not a scientist, so she can't reset anything. We have one Science Junior, magnetometer, and mystery goo. So, from here, I don't want to use the mystery goo or the materials. I want to save those for moon's orbit. We can easily do the magnetometer scan and the crew report. While in space high over... While in space high over Kerbin, it's very round. We'll keep that for the moment. Span several planetary radii, protect the atmosphere from the solar wind and cosmic radiation. Keep that as well. We'll go ahead and close this because it looks funny to have it sticking out like that. And then we will do an EVA report. EVA about the situation. Keep the data. And now we'll also take the data and store the data. That way that crew report, the crew report slot is still open. And yes, I know those are going to sit there and be obnoxious. What is this? Milestone! Speed record. Cool. Keep. Situation. EVA report. I don't want to send any of the EVA reports. Oh, right. These are all EVA and crew reports. So, never mind. Keep. You have to actually click on the thing. There we go. Review data. So, we got the magnetometer. We'll send that. Have our power up so we can see it. Good. That hardly sips at the power. Review data. From space. Just above Kerbin. Oh, that's why you didn't... I didn't transmit it. Duh. We'll transmit that as well. That'll drain our power a bit more. Yes. Quite a bit more. But we can do another one. Trees, mountains, rivers. Who knew there was much more to Kerbin? Who knew there was more to Kerbin than the KSP? Oh, now I understand what they're trying to say. Alright, so we're going to keep that for the moment. We'll transmit that once we get our power back up. In the meantime, we're going to accelerate. We're going to time accelerate. Time warp. 100. And we're watching our power climb. Power's full. We're going to go in real quick. Review. Transmit. Awesome. Close that guy up. Sweet. Alright, so we got time. There are a couple different ways to get here. You can time warp using the keys, the little arrow keys down at the bottom of your keyboard next to the M. I don't know what they're called. The arrow brackets, the comma and the period keys, whatever. These little arrows here are part of the Kerbal alarm clock. If I were to click on this here, I don't want to. If I click on this here, it would show an alarm warp to SOI. It's where sphere of influence change. I'm not going to use that yet because we're going to look at something real quick. Moon. So that is our target. We're fine. But we are also going to focus the view. So when you do that, this is part of that patched conics. This gives you... Oh, wow, we're pretty equatorial there. And we are going to just scrape. We're 7,000 kilometers... I'm sorry, 7,000 meters. 7 kilometers above, quote, mean sea level. But I think at some point the mountains... Or the moon gets to be about 5,000... Or, yeah, 5,000 meters. 5 kilometers high. So when we get to the sphere of influence, we're going to burn one way or the other to raise that up just a smidge. But, in the meantime, we can do this. Add a maneuver. So we want to slow ourselves down, so we're going to burn retrograde until we get into an orbit of some kind. Boom. Orbit's closed. Oh, good. Yeah, 122. So that's not bad. That's an eccentric orbit. But it's an orbit. We're going to be captured and stay here at the moon until we burn back to Kerbin. So that's cool. It's only going to take 122, but we are going to make some changes on our way in. So get rid of that guy. Anywho, back to our ship, and I believe if you press backspace, yes, it refocuses on your ship. Map mode. Alright, so now that I'm done looking at that, we are going to use this warp to the sphere of influence. You can see it. Yep, adds a warp sphere of influence. It gives you a 3-minute margin, in theory. The other technique is once it gets there, delete it, and you can go through at about 50 times acceleration? Yes. Much more than that, you run the risk of blowing through your sphere of influence change. When you do that with the warp to here stuff, it can do weird things. It'll go hyperbolic. I've seen it. I've done it once or twice, and I've seen it on lots of other YouTubers where they just go because it did not stop correctly. It gets confused when it passes a sphere of influence. I mean, you saw how the lines were over here. Now they're over here. It does weird things. Weird things, man. Alright, so we'll have to experiment here. Oh, Teak, she did some EVAs. So, let's see. We're going to burn prograde a little bit and see what that does to our periapsis. That does raise it. Okay. We're going to get this up to about a 10 kilometer. Good. 10 kilometer periapsis. Excellent. That'll be plenty to not crash into the planet. Or the moon, rather. And then here we can add the maneuver to slow ourselves down. Should take around 120. Yeah. Good. And that'll still leave us with 620 meters per second, which is plenty to return. But we'll leave it like a nice big open orbit like that, because it'll give us close data and far data. Actually, I think right now this will be far data. Or high orbit, I think it might say. Let's see what it says. Craters. Craters everywhere. Yes, while in space, high over the moon. High space over the moon. Go ahead and transmit this. No. Magnetometer. We can do that. We can also do a crew report. Keep that. Oops. Oh, I meant to transmit the magnetometer. Sorry. Review the data. A weak magnetic field indicates that the moon may once have contained a molten iron core. We're going to transmit this. I know this guy is small. It's not going to take too much power. Good. Let's go ahead and close this, though. It just looks funny. I forget, did I transmit you? Yes, I did. So we'll do an EVA report. EVA. Keep. But while we're here, take and store. And it says EVA report because you just stored the one you did. It thinks you haven't yet. So there. Now you're in here. It says, nope, you have an EVA report from this location. So you're okay. Top of that. Look at her. She's having a grand old time there. Alright, so now we're going to coast in toward the moon. Actually, we're going to set up facing to our maneuver node just to be... Whoa, turned off stability assist. Or, well, she left, so stability assist turned off. I can control a ship. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. There we go. So we got lots of time. We're going to warp to about here. And you can click anywhere on this blue line. Click warp here. It'll automatically warp you. This is a stock feature. It's not Kerbal Alarm Clock. But it'll give you the time. Good. Let our power build up again, which is awesome, because we're going to transmit more science as much as we can. That's 100%. Still have 16 minutes, so we can actually warp a little further. Yeah. Good. And again, we'll do this whole maneuver from the map view, map mode. Okay, so we got 4 minutes. It's a 7-second burn is what it's estimating. We're going to time warp down quite a bit more. 3, 2, 1. Oop. So now it knows we are in low space over the moon. Let's get down just a bit more. Alright, so it's a 7-second burn, so cut that in half, it's approximately 3.5, so at 4 seconds, we will burn and achieve an orbit. There we go. You can see it's wrapping around. There it is. And that was, I actually was just watching the keyboard, not even watching this. There we go. 'Tis a stable orbit around the moon. Woohoo! There she is. Oh, sadly we're on the dark side right now, so I'm not going to transmit anything yet, but we can run all these tests. Boom, 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 boom. Well, I know magnetometer doesn't take too much. Go ahead and send that. Good. Crew report. We'll keep that for now. The goo feels right at home. We don't want to transmit that because we'll lose a lot of the science. We're going to keep that. Same thing with the material study. The high radiation environment caused a few of the samples to glow. It looks like it would be fun to paint the rocket with this. Keep that. Orbital telescope. That's a bit bigger, but we're not too bad. We'll send that as well. That should leave us at 100. Yeah, right around 100. Good. And then we'll wait for that to fold in. Excellent. EVA report. EVA. You record observations about the situation. Keep data. And again. Take data. Store experiments. Board. Woohoo! T. Alright, so now it's just a matter of time warping until we get back into the sun. Like I said, power becomes a big concern. It's slowly creeping down. Although if we turn off... Nope, doesn't matter. Not sure what is draining power. Something. It's not critical if we run out of power. It's just more annoying than anything else. Should be coming out... Oh, in just a moment. Yeah, sun will be peeking out in just a moment. It will... There we go. Power's going back up again. Awesome. So, we've arrived at the moon. We've done science in high orbit and low orbit. What is all this? Explored the moon. That's one contract, or one piece of a contract. Transmitter recover science. Space around the moon complete. I think that's a contract. Oh, it's a parameter. Milestones. Fly by the moon. Escape gravitational influence of Kerbin. Scientific data from the moon. Orbit of the moon. And a spacewalk in orbit of the moon. Fly by the moon. Ah, this is a whole contract. Cool. So I think for that one contract, we still have... Yeah, land on and transmit from the surface. That'll be our next one, but we got some of it done. And it looked like... Ah! Kick off space tourism. So now we're going to get a different... we're going to start getting different things. Kick off space tourism. That's a fun one because... Oh, hold on, let me kill the time warp. Crew, a pilot. These are an asset one, and these are nice because they require a pilot and passengers. Cover the Kerbals. I don't know how many passengers, but there's some. We'll figure that out once we get it. But yeah, we're going to take this one. So we like that. An orbital station around Kerbin. You're going to make a space station. It expires in 1 day. Station orbit. Antenna, docking port, and can generate power. Supporting 7 Kerbals. 5,000 units of electric charge in your station. And stability for 10 seconds. Expires in 1 day, but you have 6 years to complete it. Yeah, we're going to take that as well. Survey. Atmospheric surveys? No. Rendezvous, 2 vessels. There's a good chance we're going to... Oh, yes. So this one here, rescue a dude. Artie Kerman. Once you rescue somebody, they join your team, and that'll satisfy the rendezvous. So we'll take that, and... Oh my. The rescue... Oh, we got a couple of rescues. Yeah, we'll take both of them. Because those are good rendezvous training missions. 15 minutes. Alright. Sorry, looking ahead there at the contracts. Still have 627 meters per second of delta V left. And we're slowly... Oh, we're still heading out from our orbit at the orbit of the moon. That's alright. That's just fine. Now to return to Kerbin... trying to think. I want to say this is a weird orbit, not quite the way you want to come in, not the easiest thing to get out of, but you can escape. Ooh. Oh, that does a whole lot. Too much, just a bit too much. Okay, so that there is us. Well, we're leaving the moon's sphere influence, but we're putting us on an orbit that's about as big as the moon's orbit around Kerbin. Not ideal. Oh, he's way out here. That's annoying. Not impossible, just annoying. Otherwise, the other guy is in orbit right around Kerbin, which is fine. Anywho, and then we can also take and drag this maneuver node around. That'll just change it in the place we're at. Ooh, this is not going to be fun. I mean, you'll be going so slow. Anything you do will be fine. Plus, we're only going to burn... Oh, it isn't sure. We're only going to burn 20 or 30 meters per second of delta V. It's not the end of the world. There, at 11.8. Nope. Puts us on quite the far. Trying to get the periapsis down as low as possible, but it's not really wanting to get much lower than that, I don't think. Yeah, 10, 9, 16. Whoa! Don't want to escape. 10, 9, 10. Yeah, I think that's about as close as it's going to get, but that's fine. Because once we get out here, we're going to be going so slow, we can do whatever we want and burn back. Or honestly, we can wait and travel way out here and lower our periapsis for our return. I think that's what we'll do. I should have, when we were coming in to orbit the moon, I should have put us on an equatorial orbit. That'll make it much easier to return on the ecliptic. Anywho, yeah, that'll be our next thing. It's coming up in 1 day. Got quite the big orbit here of the moon. Alright, quick save. We're going to warp to here. Up. There we go. Whoa! Alright, so we are approaching our node in 2 minutes. It says a 2-second burn. Although, I am not a smart man. Why did I not think of that? Duh. Let's see if we can... Nope. Nope. Oof. They're not really helping, are they? No, they're not. Poop. Oh well. We'll still make it work. Oh, T. Lock yourself in place. There you go. Anywho, it'll be a 147-second burn. And we will still have 500 some odd left. Yeah, this is going to be really funky. But it is doable. Alright, so a 6-second burn. That means at 3 seconds, we're going to warp up just a bit. Drop that down. because we can do it so quickly. Good. Alright, so we are approaching the time. Ooh, we're getting over 20 minutes here for this video as well. So we'll escape here, and then we'll come back in episode 11. I think this is 10. I'm not doing so good at that. Oh, I hit the node. Oh no. Oh, I burnt way more than I meant to. Oh, I wasn't paying attention that well. Still, should be survivable. If not, I have lots of rescue missions to conduct now. I got spoiled using maneuver nodes. I'm a bad person. Anywho, we'll pick up right back here in just a bit, and hopefully get Valentina back home. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe, all those things, and I will catch you later.